Hey everybody. Let's see. I thought I would make I'd make something that I make my wife at least a couple times a week, maybe more. She likes me to make her this. I'm going to call it a bread. That's about the closest thing I come to calling it. It's kind of like a bun. I thought I'd show you how easy it is to make. Let me make sure I set this right. I like to set it, if you have a scale that is set to metric, so you can get grams, I like to make sure it's set for grams because it's the most exact. But this is like a bun, a keto type bun. Now someone else made a far better video than I did. But I'm going to show you that someone like me that can make this easy enough, and it shouldn't be any problem. Now, I'm going to go through the steps here. Let's see. I need 3/4 cup of almond flour. Let's see. Where's my almond flour? There we go. 3/4 cup of almond flour, but that translates into 75 gram. Okay, that's the most exact. So 75 gram. Oops, just a hair too much there. There we go, 75 on the top. Okay, now we need some coconut flour, and that will be actually 1/4 cup of coconut flour, or if you've got the scales to do it, 30 grams. Let's see, 30 grams. Oops, forgot to zero it out. My bad. Means I'm going to have to go 28 grams. Let's see. Since I already put 2 in it. But you're looking for 30 grams here. Perfect. All right. Zero it out. Now, flaxseed meal. Flaxseed meal. That is also 1/4 cup, but it actually weighs a little bit more than coconut flour, so it's going to be 37 grams. Actually, I don't even think I need to use the cup. Probably just pour that in there. I like to be careful because sometimes it'll just pour out for no good reason. See, we had that happen a couple of times to her. She's not used to working with the scale. But I find I get a much more consistent, there we go, 37 grams. Much more consistent bread doing it this way. Or bun, I should say. And what is this? Red meal, flaxseed meal. That's what we use. A lot of this stuff we just buy around town. You can get a lot of stuff at Myers, actually. They have more exotic stuff. Last thing, in fact, I think psyllium husk fiber is the last thing as far as the flour ingredients that goes in here, and you can only get it at Myers. It's the only place we found it. Red Mill psyllium fiber powder. Anyway, I'm going to put in it's 1/6 of a cup, but it's going to weigh out at 20 grams. Go ahead and zero that out. Okay. Perfect. All right. Now the coconut flour we actually bought on Amazon. You can get all this stuff on Amazon too, but and you can still buy coconut flour around town at more than one place. I mean, I think you can even pick it up at Kroger's, as well as the almond flour. I think we got the almond flour at Walmart. You can get some of this stuff at Walmart, which is fine. But I know that the most exotic stuff you can get is usually over at Meijer. Now, all right. Now we're actually going to put some onion. Now, sometimes I do this up a little bit different for Sue. I've actually fried onion up for her. Fried it till it's caramelized, and then I'll take the onion, like half an onion, caramelize it, cut it up, caramelize it, and I'll put it in here. But it does make the bun a bit flatter. Now I'm going to put 1 teaspoon. Let's see, a teaspoon of onion powder. Now you don't really have to weigh this. I think when you get down to teaspoons, it's kind of ridiculous to try to weigh it. I mean, I don't even measure it that at this point. It's a little bit more. I like a little bit more flavor in it myself. It does add a little bit more flavor. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Baking powder. Now that should be a teaspoon as well. Let's see. Teaspoon of baking powder. That I actually measure exact. I don't screw around with the baking powder. Let's see. And then let's see, I usually salt and pepper to taste. Let's see. And sometimes I'll even put a little bit of sweetener in it. Like a few pinches. There we go. That's about it. Pinch. And I'll crack a few cranks on that. And like I said, I'll put a little bit of sweetener in here. Where is that sweetener? Ah, here it is. Sitting here looking for it, couldn't find it. Some stevia, got that on Amazon as well. But I'm not going to put it in here. I'm going to put it in my dry ingredients. Okay. Now, or my wet ingredients, pardon me. Now, let's see. I've already went ahead and I did my eggs. There are 3 egg whites in here and 1 whole egg. Okay, don't need to weigh anything out on this. Now, to the what else we need to add to this? We need to add. Let's see. Let me get this opened up here. We need to add 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I'm sitting here misplacing everything. Let's see. let's see. That's actually, aside from maybe putting a little touch of this, I'm going to put one drop, just one little drop. Do it. I don't know if it'll show it me doing it like that, just one little drop. Because this is fairly concentrated, you know, you don't need a lot with that. Anyway, let's see, I think like 2 drops is equal to a packet. Something like that. I don't want to sweeten it too much. And then let me get in here and I will fork and mix it up. In here, get this all mixed up too. Before, I should have done this one first. Let me turn that off. Don't need that on. Sometimes I'll even put a little garlic in here. Give it a little garlic flavor, which is not bad. I mean, I think you could do a few different things with this. Okay, now I'll go ahead and pour this in. Now this is not the end of the wet ingredients. I still have to put water in, but first I like to take and mix this up fairly well, fairly fine. All that relatively incorporated. Now, I'm going to put in the cup of lukewarm water. This might be just a hair over a cup, but about a cup. Now, I'm not thoroughly mixing it right this second. Now I'm going to get a mixer out. Let's see. Oh, forgot to get the blades out. I did some stuff last night in the mix. Let's see, I had in the dishwasher, so let's go ahead and get those out. You see, I'm real prepared with this. Now with this, I don't mix very long, but I find it incorporates better when I do use a mixer. But let's see. Okay. Now that was about 15 seconds, if you count it along. 15 seconds is about all you want to mix it. You don't want to go overboard on it. Let's see. Oh, and if I should have said earlier, but you do want to put your oven up at 350. And which I should have done first, but that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I like to weigh this out so I can divide them up evenly. But since I'm going to be eating a bun and my wife does not like big buns, so I like mine a bit bigger. Mine will be about 50% bigger than hers. I'm only going to make myself one now. Let's see. Get this off here. Let's see. turn that on first. So grams, good. Oh, I got my spatula over here. Oh, one other thing you want to do is you kind of want to, after you've mixed it, you kind of want to go through it and you want to see if you can push the air. I won't call it pushing the air out, although I think that's kind of what you're wanting to do. You want to get any air bubbles or something like that that's in here that might be in. I kind of go through here and fold it over to try to get it, the dough, about as smooth as you can get. And then I'll go ahead and I will get it in here and weigh it, see how much it weighs, so I can know how I'm going to divide it up. It is 618 or 619 grams. Okay. So normally I would divide that up. If I was going to divide it up, I'd be about 100 grams for each bun. A little bit over 100 grams for each bun, since I would normally make 6, but I'm going to transfer some of it. Let's see, let me go ahead and move all this here. I'm going to do something with these eggs here. Let's see. I got stuff laid all over the place here. I should have planned this out just a little bit better. Need to put these in the refrigerator. Now I have a silicone mold kind of thing here. You don't have to use a mold. I also have a flat silicone sheet that I will put them on, but I like this better because I can shape the bun and they're uniform every time, which I like, instead of just making a ball and then kind of patting it out and trying to get a general idea. I just tend to like things to be the same all the time. But let me get my oil. So I like to use, I guess you can use olive oil, but I like to use the avocado oil. I think it could survive the olive oil as well, but what I'll do is I'll just get a little bit of avocado oil. It's got a fairly high smoke temperature. I think it's like 500. Oh, yeah, smoke point 500. And I'll take the oil and I'll go through each one of these, because for whatever reason, most silicone mats I've used usually don't have a problem, but for whatever reason, this one likes to have a little oil on it, and it makes a better release after the cooking's done. And I'll go through. You don't need a lot at all, really. Just enough to go through each one. Make sure it's not overly wet. I think I got all of it. I might try a little bit more now when it feels a little dry. I think I've got all of it there. Good enough. All right. Now, let's see. Go ahead and start separating these. Let's see, this is exactly 100 right here. $100 for that one. just about 100. Okay, this one's going to be a bit bigger. I'm going to go for a bigger size here. I'm going to go for about 140, 150, something like that. Just because I like it a little bigger. Okay. So there's not going to be enough for that one. Don't worry about that one. Well, I guess I can go ahead and put the rest of this in it. It's not going to be very big at all. My wife does like flat, and she'll really like this then. Okay. Now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to wet my hand. Evidently, I'd gotten a call while I was in the middle of doing this. Didn't know it. I had my phone on silent. But I don't know how much got missed, but we're still in the middle of doing this. And right now I have to wet my hands between each one of these so I can get these down. And like I said, these are about, end up being about 100 grams. This is 100 grams each. This is about 150. Like I said, the actual size is more like around 150 for the original recipe. But like I said, well, I don't know if we caught it earlier, but my wife likes them a bit smaller because she eats them more like maybe almost like a muffin type thing. They still look like buns. They will swell up though. Okay, they'll swell up quite large. So they're not going to stay this size. They will increase in size quite a bit. And I think though that's about right. Now it's about time to put them in the oven. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a tray to put under here because this will flip-flop all over the place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this and it will get back into it. I'm going to put the oven at 350 for 50 minutes. And we'll see what they look like during the baking process. Now while the cooking's still going, I thought I'd go ahead and show you some of the items we have that are kind of staple items. We've got now we got this online, but again you can get that at Meijer. Got coconut flour, almond flour. I guess the difference between the blanched and the unblanched is the fact that the blanched has the outside of it removed, outside of the almond, where the unblanched still has the outside of it. Xanthan gum, which we use to thicken things. Let's see, MCT oil. Be very careful if you get this and use it. Coconut oil. The MCT oil is basically, I guess, this has MCT in it, but this is a lot more refined, a lot more concentrated. So I mean, you can still get some of the benefits with coconut oil. We get the refined coconut oil, so it has a higher smoke point. Let me see. I think it says 425 degree smoke point. Let's see. Unsweetened flake coconut flour, bread mill. Let's see, unsweetened. We do get some whey protein. We like to get the plain whey protein unsweetened. Let's see. Now, don't worry about that last thing. The Crisco, we don't use that at all, except to season our cast iron skillet. Let's see. Actually got Kroger's actually got some almond flour. We got that there. You can actually buy it fresh ground or there. I think what was it? Was it $8.99 a pound? Let's see. Swerve. That's a artificial sweetener. Let's see that we got online. Let's see. All that is the wife likes to bake for other people a lot, so she uses the regular stuff for other people. But anyway, I think, let's see, where are we at here? Let's see, so far we are, let's see, we still got 33 minutes and something left out of 50, and you can see how much the buns have grown. Now you'll notice that the one that I made for myself, that there's some sesame seeds on it. That's something you can put on it. Sue does not like them on hers, so I don't put them on hers. Anyway, let's see. I'll check back with you when I thought I'd go ahead and record this because now they're almost at max size. We'll see, 29 minutes in, and look how big that bun is. It looks like a real bun, doesn't it? Once it gets fully cooked, it still has another 28 minutes to go. 28 minutes, 46 seconds. But I won't interrupt anymore. You'll see the end product here in just a moment. All right, let's see. Let me turn it on. Looks like time's up, boys and girls. Let's see. Oops. Went off on its own. Turn off oven. Let's see. Stand back, kids. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Oops. I didn't even get all of it in there. There we go. And see how nice and full that looks? Now, like I said, Sue likes these a little bit smaller, so this one was the stuff we had left over. It made a little small something. But, I don't know if it's good for anything but a Frisbee. Let's see. She might be able to do something with that. A little small. I always like to take this stuff out. See how thick it is. Now Sue has just picked this stuff out with her hand. I'm like, okay, you be manly if you want to. I'm not that big. I ain't got that much testosterone, evidently. There we go. See, that looks like fun. To me, anyway. Let's see. And there you go. Now, what I'll do is let them cool down after a while. Thing is I'll leave these out overnight. Now, I haven't heard anybody say anything different, but I mean, these have stayed out for, overnight, over 24 hours. Now, after a while, I will take and I'll, put them in some kind of Ziploc or something, but part of it, there's still some moisture in these, and I want them to evaporate some of the moisture a little bit. I'd like to cut these open for you right now, but they're still way too hot, and they will be moist inside. But I think that if you were going to make these for a burger or something, if you're going to, have hamburgers or do something like that, cook them the day before, let them dry out a little bit, Now, what I will do what I do like to do, I'll cut it open, and I will put this and fry it in fry the insides in butter. You know, lay it down on butter. I like to do that before I put a hamburger on it. That's just me. I like to get a nice toasted inside with butter, ooh, that's good. One of my things, I like a lot of butter on it on the inside. And like I said, Sue will cut these open, and she will put like a cream cheese on it, and that's how she likes it. But anyway, I guess this video's been long enough, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to do this. I mean, you know, I'm like a Fred Flintstonian guy, all right, man. I did, if I could do it, I figure, you know, with the right tools, anybody can do it. You know, if you just get you a scale that you can measure stuff out by weight, because like I said, that's the best way to do it. You can still do it with the you know, the measuring cups and such, but like I said, with the weight, I have to say it's hard to screw it up. Anyway, this video is long enough. Oh, make sure you try this recipe. But again, this is not I did not create this recipe. I mean, I might have changed a couple of little small details about it. This recipe was put out by the Keto King, and I think I've got it in my playlist of recipes that I think you'll find in books and resources. That video that I have, and you can take a look at that. And like I said, his video is a whole lot more polished than mine is. Okay, and probably it'll be a lot easier to follow. But and let me think, the macros. As far as the macros, I know that if you was to make a batch of 5 out of this, out of what I just did, I think the net carbs would be about 2.2 carbs. Geez, what's I can't recall what the protein. Let me think. I think I want to say for the whole batch. Would have been something like 43 for fat, I think, and say something like, oh, God, was it 39 for protein? I might have to look. I know it's on his page, but like I said, it's still, I mean, it's made with almond flour, coconut flour, you know, not much in the way of carbs, so you're going to be good. All right, you're eating a hamburger slathered with some mayo, some cheese. I mean, come on, let's face it, man, you're going to be good. You know, and like I said, I'm going to grill it and grill that in fat. Right now, it's so soft, you don't want to crush it. Like I said, but once it dries out, it'll get nice and firm. Anyway, that's enough of this video. Later.